Bismillah, walhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalam ala rasulillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My dear brothers in Islam, we are 1/3 of the way through Ramadan already. Can you believe that? 1/3 of the way through Ramadan. And how many of us can say that we've truly benefited from these first 10 days? How many of us can say that we have truly spent our time well in these first 10 days? But there's still 20 days left. There's still 2/3 left of Ramadan, and we still have time to change. And that's what I want to talk about today, brothers. Change. How can we benefit from these last 20 days? How can we change our attitude in Ramadan so we can truly benefit? And change, my brothers, is a journey. It's not something that happens overnight. And I'll give you the example of someone who goes to the gym. They go to the gym for one night, for one session. Is change going to happen? Are they going to see a change in their body? Unless you go to the Fajr gym club, then maybe you'll see change overnight. But no, change is something that is gradual. It's a process. It's transformation. And I want to start by talking about habits, my brothers and sisters. And this is essential to our change. And the first habit I want to talk about is backbiting, my brothers and sisters. And this is so important that in this month that we do not backbite and we refrain from ill speech. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says in the Quran, وَلَا تَجَسَّسُوا وَلَا يَغْتَبْ بَعْضُكُمْ بَعْضًا أَيُحِبُّ أَحَدُكُمْ أَن يَأْكُلَ لَحْمَ أَخِيهِ مَيْتًا فَكَرِهْتُمُوهُ وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ إِنَّ اللَّهَ تَوَّابٌ رَحِيمٌ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He likens backbiting to what? He likens backbiting to eating the flesh of another brother. How horrid is that image, my brothers and sisters? Eating the flesh of another brother just because, you said something bad about him. And we should stay away from this, my brothers and sisters. It's something that we should refrain from during this month, and inshallah we can carry on refraining from this sin after Ramadan. And the second habit, brothers, I want to talk about is what? Wasting time. How many of us in Ramadan so far, in this first 10 days, have been scrolling through Instagram, 2-3 hours scrolling through TikTok, YouTube, going into those rabbit holes, and if you're over 50, going through Facebook for 2-3 hours, my brothers. And we should really think about how we are utilizing our time this Ramadan, and think of it like this. If your boss came to you and he said, look, for this one month of the year, I'm going to increase your pay 10 times. We would all rush to that job. We would all wear our best suits. We would all dress our best. We will all make sure we spend the most time and put in the most effort into this job. And this is the attitude we should have in Ramadan, my brothers and sisters. And what is a practical way that we should be spending our time? The Quran. And it's not just a phrase that we say, Ramadan is the month of the Quran. And how many times have we heard this ayah? Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس. Allah says that this is the month where the Quran was revealed, and it's a guidance for mankind. And the word guidance here is really key to truly understanding the Quran. That it's not just something that we read with no meaning. It's not just something that when we hear we think, mashallah, beautiful recitation, from Sheikh Abdul Rahman or Sheikh A.G. Abdul Ghaffar, as he's known nowadays. And to truly benefit from the Quran and to squeeze the barakah and the ajr from Ramadan and from the Quran, we should read it alongside the meaning. But I want to remind you all that it's about setting the attainable goals. How many Ramadans is it going to be that in the first few days we're excited, we're gassed, we're pumped? We come to Taraweeh early, we smash out 8 rakah, we do witr, we even pray even more, we go out afterwards, we wake up early for suhoor, and then come the 5th, 6th day, we're tired. No, I'm tired. It's the 10th day, and I'm tired, and everyone is tired, right? And we should steady ourselves, just like the one who's running the marathon. He steadies himself, he paces himself, he takes it stride by stride, step by step. And by doing this, we can truly benefit and we can truly see that change, and we can be consistent in our actions. And we can be consistent in our actions. You know, let's say, for example, you want to read you start by reading half a page of Quran a day. Then you increase it, and you gradually increase it. Because by the time come the 4th, 5th day and you're reading 2-3 juz a day, you're going to burn out. But I want to remind you all that we still have 20 days left. The best days are still to come, the last 10 nights. And we still have time to change. We still have time to better our qualities, not only just in Ramadan, but also that we can continue afterwards. And there's a hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he truly summarizes this idea of change and consistency. He says that the most beloved deeds to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the most beloved deeds to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala are those that are consistent even if they are small. And those are the most beloved deeds to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this really just summarizes that idea that it's a gradual process and we cannot expect it to be overnight. We can't expect change to be overnight, my brothers and sisters. And with that, my brothers and sisters in Islam, I end my speech, and we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to allow us to use this remainder of Ramadan in the best way possible. And we ask Him to accept our efforts and put barakah in our efforts. Jazakumullah khairan. Assalamu alaikum.